Okay, I wanted to give you a final exam review. This will be pretty brief. I'll just go over the format of the exam and then some final points, and you'll review the resources in the folder. It will open on December 12th and it will close on December 16th at the end of the day, so you have a few days to get it done. You should try to do it in one sitting. Remember, it's open book, so you can have all your stuff there. You can prep for it, use your notes, whatever you need to do, but again, try to do it in one sitting. I think it would take maybe 2 hours total. It might take some of you less time than that, depending on how well you've taken notes and how well you're using the textbook. There's 30 graded multiple choice questions. Those are going to include vocabulary questions, so be sure to make sure you're reviewing the vocabulary section in the book. It's going to talk about, did you understand the impact of some key cases? Did you comprehend the readings? Did you understand the course concepts? So definitely review the learning outcomes from each section. Did you understand how judicial interpretation applies? So make sure you revisit those parts. And then did you understand the legality narrative? So definitely go review those as well. And that way you'll be able to answer those multiple choice questions pretty easily. There'll also be one long response that will be using course concepts. Show me whether you can apply critical analysis. And it's going to be really referring to the last section of the readers, the one on the constitutional contradiction of property. So the themes you want to be focused on as you're preparing are social control versus rights, property rights versus injustice claims, the constitutional contradiction of private property, malleability, meaning the interpretation, philosophy, and experience of people within the legal system, and how that applies to judicial interpretation. You also want to review the sovereignty, the 3 types back from the first week, and remember there's 3 different views that the judges put forward. And then finally you want to think about unequal social relations and how that applies to your analysis. So again, those are things you want to focus on. You might even start drafting out an answer, really articulating how these concepts apply, and again to that last section of the reader. Now I'm also giving you the option in the exam to grade yourself, and this will be, you can pick any of the rubrics that are provided in the resources in the final prep folder. Look at them all, look at one, whatever you pick. I just took one out here to highlight, and all you have to do is tell me what grade that you would give yourself based on the rubric, and then use language from the rubric and show me some specific examples of what you did in class, maybe from a discussion board or from one of the quizzes, or maybe some extra credit you did, or maybe a combination of things, right? Just show me why you should get that grade that you gave yourself. Now, from the points-based perspective, if you get 27 out of 30 of the multiple choice, then that would be an A, 24 would be a B, and 21 would be a C. The long response will be graded using the rubrics provided that I really went into a lot of detail with on the last week's intersectional analysis of cases. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, you should watch that if you want to see how grading really applies. Again, the exam will open on the 12th and be closed on the end of the day of the 16th. And there's a number of resources that you're probably going to want to look at, including the final exam review video. This is this, which also includes the grading review. The final exam itself is going to open on the 12th and close on the 16th. And then some of the videos that I provided throughout the semester, as well as the grading rubrics, just to get a good sense of what you're going to be trying to do. Final grades will be posted on CUNY first, so it's not the Blackboard grade, it's the CUNY first grade, the one that matters, and that's true of all your classes. The total points range, this is an estimate at this point, but based on what I've seen from students do so far and the points that are possible left, about 150 would get you an A, 130 would get you a B, 110 would get you a C, 80 would be a D, right, up to 110. There are some wiggle room in this depending on extra credit and things like that. Also, I'm going to be including the rubric grade. I'll consider your self-grade an explanation if you refer to the rubric language and you point to specific examples. You really want to think about whether this is going to be, you want to try to bring up your grade, but if you don't do very well in the long response, it could also bring down your grade, and so the self-grade can kind of help out with that. Just in case you struggle, you can point to some other thing you did that might help boost your grade, right? But it could bring down your grade if you don't do a good job on the long response. It's going to be based on whether you met the learning outcomes, so review those from the textbook, be clearly able to explain them, show me some of the course concepts, the main ones, especially for that long response, and then did you show me, right? So maybe you understood it, but you didn't show me you did. So make sure you use complete sentences, use examples, refer to the readings, and that's a good way to boost your grade. And then here's just on the left a review of what we've went through many times, how we got here, and what describes the grade that you have. Okay, so if you have any questions, please email me, and make sure you use the Kingsborough email address.